You know, it really made me feel good when Alice asked me,
Well, Ted, what do you think of it? Will it do?
you see, Alice is the editor of our school paper, so it's something to have her ask me for criticism. She wouldn't have a few months ago. What made the difference? Well, I think it all began when I first found out something about how to take criticism. I had written a story, my first story for the paper. I thought it was good. I had asked my friend Woody to read it and tell me what he thought. Of course, I was sure he would like it.
Well, Ted, it's a good idea to have a story about the hobby club.
You like it, huh?
But this doesn't seem quite right. The ideas are all mixed up. We begin one place, jump to another, and then back to the first again. I don't think you can outline it, Ted. It doesn't seem very well organized.
Doesn't seem...
Now look, Ted, you asked for my opinion.
Thanks. You know, that's something you often do when you're criticized. You act as if you, as a person, have been criticized, when really it's only something that you have done that's been criticized. But it isn't easy to think of that at the time. I was mad. I thought Woody was all wrong about my story. But the next day I began to wonder, when the editor of the paper said the same things, only firmer.
Not good enough, Ted. We need a story on the hobby club, but yours isn't clear. It isn't organized. It doesn't follow any outline that I can see. Well, I've got a class and a paper to get out. Thanks for submitting your story, but... Oh, good afternoon, Miss Anderson.
Alice, well, the next issue seems to be shaping up fine.
Hello, Ted. I've got to run, Miss Anderson. Just leave those things for me, will you please? Troubles, Ted?
Well, I don't pretend to be a great writer. But how's a fellow to learn? Not good enough. Not good enough. What can I learn from that?
Well, is that all Alice said?
That's the main thing.
Alice usually has constructive suggestions to make. Did you ask her for her comments?
Sure I did.
Did you want them? You know, people often ask for criticism and they don't really want it. What they really want is praise. And that doesn't help much. Unless it's deserved. Come here a minute, Ted. Look out there. You know Jack. He's one of the best tackles on our team, isn't he?
Yes, but what...
You remember last year when he first went out for practice? He would practice then every time he got a chance. But he wasn't much good. Until the coach began to help him. Criticize. He called it coaching, but it's all the same. Jack really wanted the criticism. And he began to improve. Then the coach took snapshots of Jack and showed them to him. That way, Jack could really see himself, see his strong points and his weak points better than he ever could before. That's what good criticism does. It helps you see yourself and so improve. And good criticism is what Jack got. Look at him. He's still trying to do better. So I'd say Jack wants criticism.
Well, I asked Woody for criticism, too. And all he and Alice said was not organized.
Not organized. Well, have you tried to find out if their criticism is true? Have you tried to find ways of organizing your story better?
But, Miss Anderson, it is organized.
I see. Ted, let me tell you some simple rules that work for me. To take criticism well, first you must want it. And then you must understand and evaluate it. And finally, you must put the helpful parts to use. I'll see you later, Ted. Will you think about that?
There it was, in a few words. To take criticism well, I had to want it. I could see that if I wanted to do anything really well, I should want criticism. But that wasn't all Miss Anderson had said. She also said I should understand and evaluate criticism. Just what did that mean? What did I have to understand? Both Woody and Alice had said my story wasn't organized. But I was sure they were wrong. I decided to outline my story. I'd show them how well organized it really was. And at first, the outline went easily. And then, no, I couldn't outline what I had written. So I decided to try it the other way around. I wrote a new outline for the story, an outline that was well organized. And when I had that, I began rewriting the story itself. It took quite a while. I found I was changing almost the whole story. It read a lot better to me, but I wasn't sure. I didn't want to submit it again to the paper, not without criticism, not without knowing what someone else thought.
Uh-oh, excuse me. Genius at work.
Hey, Woody, I'm not sore anymore.
So you're not sore.
Hey, look, I rewrote the story. It's very good. Here, read it.
Oh, no, not that again.
Come on, I won't get mad.
It's against my better judgment. Just remember, you're asking for it.
And I really was asking for it. I wanted to know what Woody thought of the story. I wanted to know how I could make it still better. And as he read it, I thought over what Miss Anderson had told me about criticism, how to take it. Want it. Really want it in order to do better. Understand and evaluate the criticisms. They won't do you any good unless you do. Be helped by the criticism and help yourself by criticizing too. I had a chance right then to try the rules out.
Well, it's different. I guess it's all right. Doesn't seem much better organized, no?
I thought it was better than before.
Maybe, but then look. Up here you say one thing, then down here... No, I'd better not say anything. You just get mad again. Be seeing you.
That wasn't much help. But I began to think. Want criticism. Well, I did want to be helped by Woody's remarks. Understand and evaluate. Understand what? Understand Woody, for one thing. He was on guard. He expected me to get mad again. He didn't say much, but he did say, up here you talk about one thing. Yes, there was something wrong there, something important. Now I was evaluating Woody's criticism, and I was being helped by it. I revised the story and left it for Alice, and then, thinking of Woody, I remembered the rules Miss Anderson gave me for how to take criticism. They really apply to how to give it as well. To criticize something someone else has done, you should want to help him through criticism. Understand what he is trying to do, and evaluate how well he has done it. And be helpful. Be as specific and as constructive as possible. And help the person criticize his own work. But that wasn't the last story I did for the paper, nor the last time I asked for criticism. I've done quite a few since I learned how to get the most out of criticisms. And I've been asked for criticism, too, more often than I used to, which may mean something. At any rate, I've used Miss Anderson's rules a lot. And now look what's happened.
Well, Ted, what do you think of it? Will it do?